Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you again.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
Really, guys?
What? Jackson's always has those game right.
Let's go!
Hey Bronco Nation, this is Boise State football wide receiver Ben Ford. I've had to face some setbacks on the field this past season, but toughness isn't about staying down. It's about getting back up. I am proud to represent Lithia Ford of Boise, where you can find the largest selection of Ford trucks that are built tough and, like me, handle the hits and keep pushing forward. Come check out the incredible inventory and competitive pricing at Lithia Ford of Boise. And when you buy here, you're not just getting a truck, you're supporting Boise State athletics and Lithia Ford NIL partnerships. Come see us at Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. Bronco Nation News is presented by our title sponsor, Lithia Ford of Boise, and our major sponsors, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, rowpaint.com, and the Blue and Orange store. At Lithia Ford of Boise, we're proud to stand with Boise State athletics. Through our NIL marketing partnerships, we're investing in the future of student athletes. Lithia Ford of Boise, here to get you there, wherever that may be. Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho. Broadcasting from the Sun Cruiser Studios, here's BJ Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, good morning. The first day of the Mountain West tournament has arrived, and you know the spot to be, Stadium Swim here at Circa Resort and Casino. 6 pools, 28 cabanas, all underneath the massive 143-foot screen. All the games, all the odds, all the beverages flowing here on a Wednesday morning. You got multiple tournament games already on. And the Mountain West will kick off in about 1 hour, and you know that it'll be featured right here at Stadium Swim. How we doing, everybody? Hope you can hear us okay, see us okay. My name is BJ Rains with Bronco Nation News. Nathan Carroll alongside as well has made the trip down here. Full coverage throughout the week. Bronco Nation News here at Stadium Swim, Circa Resort and Casino for the Mountain West Tournament. A little noon broadcast. I mentioned this earlier in the week, but due to Boise State playing so late at night, not wanting to get up and do a show 7 hours, later where basically nothing will have changed, we decided we're going to push the shows back. The shows will be at noon every day this week like today. So thank you if you found us live. If you're watching us later because you couldn't watch us live, we appreciate you as well. But we will be out here at Stadium Swim, Circa Resort Casino at noon the rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, and if Boise State's in the championship, we may even do a little Saturday morning show. We'll see. But excited to be here, Nathan. Best time of the year. We woke up for breakfast, 8:30 in the morning, and there's already multiple games on, multiple guys yelling at the screen already, drinking cold ones. I mean, it's the best time of year, conference tournament, and we're thrilled to be here at Circa and excited for a first full day, 4 games in the Mountain West tournament.
Yeah, and this is the best place to be at. It's the best time of year to be in Vegas. It's 80 degrees. The sun is out. You're out in the pool watching the games. You cannot beat coming to Circa in March to get to see some of these conference tournaments. And excited to be here and excited for the Mountain West tournament. Last one for the Boise State Broncos and a lot of these schools departing for the Pac-12. So looking forward to it and looking forward to being down here for it.
Going to be an awesome couple of days. We were here yesterday, did the show yesterday. Monday night, we're over there for the women's game. But today, in earnest, 4 games here in the opening round of the Mountain West tournament. We'll throw the bracket on the screen. Going to get started here in just about an hour on the Mountain West Network. Again, they'll have it right here, full screen behind us. Maybe other than the Boise State game, maybe honestly, Boise State fans care about that game. But in terms of intrigue, point spread, national conference interest, the best game of the day probably is going to be the first one here, UNLV and Wyoming kicking off in about an hour.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think the spread's sitting at 4 right now. It's supposed to be a tight game, and UNLV getting to play at home in this one, obviously, getting to play there at the Thomas and Mack Center. But that's the one game. The way this conference is shaken out, there's a clear top 8 and then kind of a next 4, with 2 of those next 4 being particularly next. But that UNLV-Wyoming game definitely going to be the most interesting one, especially because we were talking about this off air. We feel like UNLV is capable of beating Utah State. They've done it before this season already. If UNLV can beat Wyoming, you instantly are looking at a very intriguing quarterfinal game, whereas I think if Wyoming were to get Utah State, maybe not as much of an upset alert spot for Utah State, but yeah, kick off the Mountain West tournament than with UNLV and Wyoming.
Yeah, again, 4 games on the day. UNLV, Wyoming. You've got Colorado State and Fresno later tonight on that side of the bracket, but after the UNLV game, you'll have Nevada and Air Force. Sorry, my screen is so hard to read. Those are the 2 games, actually. UNLV at 12. And then the Air Force Nevada game, which shouldn't be much of a game, at 3:30 Mountain Time. Then the evening session is Colorado State and Fresno, and then Boise State and San Diego State. We'll really dive into the Boise State game here in a little bit. Tom Moser, by the way, is going to join us another night in the Mountain West host. He's going to pop on here in about 20 minutes, give us some of his thoughts, final predictions on this tournament. But it is crazy because unlike years past, only Utah State is probably feeling good about their position in the NCAA tournament. And in the past, we've come down here with 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that feel like they're in pretty good shape to make the tournament. But the fact that only Utah State feels like they're probably in means New Mexico, San Diego State, and then for sure everybody else knows that they're playing for their postseason lives right here. So I think I hope it's as exciting as everyone says. I mean, it's been a crazy year. It's going to be a crazy tournament. Sometimes it ends up just being chalk and boring when they say that. I really hope it is exciting. All these games are great. There's upsets because it really does feel like this could be a special tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned it. It feels like there's 8 teams that have a legitimate shot to win it. We're looking at some of the odds, and the odds reflect that. There is no odds-on favorite. Your best odds, you're still looking at like in that plus 200-ish ballpark with Utah State. And it's really a tournament that not only are Mountain West fans tuned into, it's become one of the ones that nationally everybody seems like they're tuning into the Mountain West tournament because it feels like anyone can win it this year. But also you talked about the bid stealer aspect of it. If you're a fan of one of these bubble teams of a Indiana or an Auburn, you're going to be rooting for Utah State to take care of business and make the Mountain West a one big league. But if anyone else wins it, you're guaranteeing it's a 2-bid league. And like you said, for San Diego State, for New Mexico, probably their only chance is winning this. They might be able to sneak in, and then the other 9 teams they have to win out if they're going.
Oh, I muted you instead of me.
Yeah,
sorry about that. I had to cough there, and I'm sorry to all the viewers out there. I muted the wrong person when I was coughing there.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
No worries. But yeah, so it should be a really fun tournament. Hoping that we get a lot of chaos and it should be wide open. And I mean, like you said, starting with this UNLV Wyoming game, definitely a game that's maybe not quite a coin flip, but either team can win, and hopefully it's a great way to kick off this tournament. This year.
We've been in some pretty cool places for broadcast for the Sun Cruiser Studios, but out here by the pool, man, the game's on. You got NC State and Pitt right now. You got A10 down there. Looks like Loyola Chicago and Richmond, Maryland and Iowa, and that's a highlight of last night. It looks like, but all kinds of games are on. LSU and Kentucky's coming down to the wire in the SEC. Tell you what, man, they got the Sun Cruisers right here. These look delicious. I said no drinking today. We're working, but I'm starting to sweat. It is very warm. I may have to go for one of those lemonade cruisers before the show is over here, but we appreciate Sun Cruiser. Get on out to your local gas station or grocery store, pick up a Sun Cruiser, whether it's, what do we got here? The lemonade iced tea, you got the classic iced tea, the lemonade vodka, all the different options and flavors. We enjoyed a couple at the pool last night after we got done. We had a little time before dinner, came down and watched a few games, and Abe Jackson and you and I and had a good time. And the perfect kind of pool beverage is Sun Cruiser, so we appreciate them. Appreciate Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor, for making this possible. Get out to lithiafordboise.com for that next new or pre-owned vehicle purchase. But, man, if you're a sports fan, as we kind of started the show with Nathan, this is a pretty cool spot to watch some sports, man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you don't even have to be somebody who gambles on sports. If you just want to watch the games, I mean, sitting in the pool, having a cold drink, getting to sit and see every game you can imagine. I mean,
well, look at the screen back here. I mean, and it doesn't do it justice in our camera. I mean, it's 143 feet. They've got the odds on the sides, the games, and the best part is, sorry to cut you off, if you do have a wife or a girlfriend or someone that's not a big sports fan, I know back in the day, I'd bet on the games. I want to watch the games. My wife wants to go to the pool. You had to make a choice. Right. You're either going to the pool and partying and they got the DJ going, but then you have no idea what's going on in your games, or you're sitting in the sports book all day, which is kind of boring when you're in Vegas. Now you can come out here and whether you like sports or not, you got the DJ, the music, the drinks, the pool, and you can look up and watch all the games.
Yeah, nothing beats it. It really is. If you're a sports fan or you're like trying to get your wife out to Vegas to do some of the sports betting, to be here for, the Mountain West tournament or for March Madness, like Circa is the place to be. We can't say it enough. And they do such a great job treating us right. But even if they weren't a sponsor, I'd be saying all of this. Every time we come down here, we just have a complete blast. It's a ton of fun. So definitely make sure that you come down to Circa, check out Stadium Swim, check out everything that they got going on. And if you're a Boise State fan, this is a place to be if you want to bet on the Broncos. We were
yes. Let's get into the odds and show that. We'll throw the odds for the tournament up on the screen. These are the updated odds as of about an hour ago from our friends at Circa Resort and Casino. And there hasn't been a ton of movement. You notice I switched the numbers. Nevada has actually moved ahead of Colorado State, plus 1,800 now for Nevada. I think they were plus 2,500 yesterday. CSU plus 1,900. Boise State, when we talked about it yesterday, was 850. They have gone to 875 now. Even Nathan's big bet couldn't move the number. Plus 875 for Boise State to win the tournament. And I think they just love Boise State fans here at Circa Resort and Casino because a lot of other places, Nathan, you can't get that kind of odds on Boise State.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We were looking at another prominent book this morning, and the Broncos are sitting at plus 550, right? If you're putting down a $100 bet, that's the difference between $325 of winnings, and it's just the same bet, just Boise State to win the tournament. If you're a Bronco fan and you want a little bit of action on it, like, shop around, but Circa is going to be your absolute best spot if you want to bet on Boise State. Some other spots, they've got better odds than New Mexico even to win this thing. There's no doubt about it. The books like Boise State as a team to potentially make a run here in the Mountain West Tournament.
One very prominent book. We don't name other non-Circa sports books on here, but one very prominent book that everybody has heard of actually has Boise State higher than New Mexico, correct?
Correct. Yep, they've got Boise State plus 550, New Mexico plus 650. So they've got Boise State as the fourth likeliest team to win this tournament. So, again, just a value proposition like Boise State plus 875. You're not going to find that price anywhere else. It's the best odds out there. And my assumption with that is, Circa being based here in Las Vegas, being based here in Nevada, they're probably getting a little bit more UNLV, a little bit more Nevada exposure, probably a little bit more, New Mexico or San Diego State exposure as people come into Nevada to watch this tournament. So, again, if you're a Boise State fan, don't go to those other books. Don't go to those other sites. Like the best odds you're going to find on the Broncos are here at Circa. And like we said, what a better place to come watch the team, watch the tournament, come get your bet in on the Broncos to win 4 games in 4 days.
Yeah.
It's the place to be.
Well, somebody said we're buffering a little bit. We're plugged into Ethernet, so I don't know how that's possible. But if we are not having the perfect Wi-Fi internet connection here, I apologize. Hopefully you don't really need to see us. There's nothing. I mean, you want to see this view, but you don't need a crystal clear picture of me or Nathan. So hopefully you can at least hear us and what we're saying for the most part. I apologize. I'm not getting any kind of signal issues on my end here, so hopefully it's working okay. And if not, I apologize. We're doing the when you have Ethernet, you got a light and you got a signal, and our system says we're connected perfect. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it's not terrible. Apologize if it is. All right, let's dive into this Boise State San Jose State matchup in just a second. Tonight's game, 8:30, Boise State, San Diego State. But do want to thank a couple sponsors. I mentioned Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor, LithiaFordBoise.com. Get on out to Lithia Ford, your next car or truck purchase. Again, I had a friend, the Aldridge family, bought one car for their kid on a Friday night, liked the experience so much, went back on Saturday and bought the wife a new car. So 2 cars at Lithia Ford of Boise in a span of 16 hours, and that's the kind of customer service and the deals you get at Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out online, LithiaFordBoise.com. I mentioned Sun Cruiser, whether it's the iced tea vodkas, the lemonade vodkas, all kinds of flavors and options. We love Sun Cruiser. Pick up a Sun Cruiser. Let the good times cruise. Hey, ICCU, Idaho Central Credit Union. There's a branch pretty much on every corner, but the easiest, that mobile e-branch, online banking right there in your smartphone. Idaho Central Credit Union. You don't know what you're missing, folks, till you make the switch. Rains family, happy ICCU members, Bronco Nation News, all of our business accounts, ICCU as well. So make the switch today. Idaho Central Credit Union, again, online, ICCU.com. Again, we'll talk about Boise State, San Jose State in just a second. But don't forget at Jackson's, if the Broncos get 75 points tonight, you get a 75-cent fountain drink, any size, from our friends at Jackson's on Friday, 2 days after the game. This promotion runs all season long. So if the Broncos score 75 tonight, which you would think there's a good chance they could against San Jose, you get a 75-cent fountain drink from our friends at Jackson's. Taco Bell, those crunchy chicken cantina tacos, perfect late-night meal for the game tonight. Stop at Jackson's, get some Sun Cruisers, go stop at Taco Bell, get your dinner, head on home, get the kids to bed, watch the game tonight. TacoBellWorks.com. We appreciate the SON Management Group, the Nicolason family. Taco Bell, folks, if you're looking for a delicious, cheap, great meal, Taco Bell. Visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today. And if you need some new gear, maybe you're coming down tomorrow or Friday, Mountain West Tournament gear, get it at the Blue and Orange Store, online, theblueandorangestore.com. You can order anywhere in the world. They also have that Boise Town Square Mall location, 14,000 hats on the hat wall. And, of course, we also have the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location where you can get those customized jerseys there. So, again, the Blue and Orange Store online, you can order anywhere in the world at theblueandorangestore.com. All right, coming up tonight, the 4th game, and no one else has commented on the internet issue, so I hope it's a minor issue that we're pushing through. Again, doing the best we can on the internet. But out here at Stadium Swim, Circa Resort and Casino, day one of the Mountain West Tournament. First game in about 40 minutes or so. UNLV, Wyoming. Still about 9.5 hours or so, 9 hours till tip-off of the game most people on this show care about. Boise State, San Jose State, the Spartans, the number 11 seed. Two interesting games when Boise State played them. Both games were fairly close at the half, and then Boise State pulled away for nice, comfortable wins in the second half. What are your general thoughts, Nathan Carroll? You've written the preview story. Folks can go right now to BroncoNationNews.com and read that. Boise State favored here at Circa by 15.5 points. They're not expecting this game to be close. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, 2 games so far. Boise State wins the first in San Jose by 31, comes back, wins the second matchup by 15 in Idaho. And, San Jose, it's been kind of been a year from hell, for a lack of a better way to put it. I mean, 3 key rotation players who had been starting games for them out for the season with injuries. They're pretty much running a 6-man rotation. When we last saw San Jose State play Boise State, they played 4 different guys 40 minutes. And I think there's a reason that these games have been close at half, but kind of taper in the second half. San Jose right now, they just do not have the depth. They do not have the bodies to be able to put together a strong, sustainable 40 minutes against top-tier opponents. They're 3-17 in conference play.
They have 3 wins since December 9th.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 3 months. 3 months, they've won 3 games.
And 2 of those are against Air Force, who's 0-20 in Mountain West play and might be the worst Mountain West team ever in the history of the conference. They had one really strong performance where they beat Nevada at home by 17, but that's kind of been the anomaly for them this year. When it comes to San Jose and why it's, I think, a good matchup as well for Boise State, San Jose, with some of their lack of bodies, they really don't have a lot of size. They've struggled defensively. They don't protect the rim. They've really struggled rebounding. They're 354th nationally in defensive rebound rate. I expect Boise State to hit the offensive boards plenty tonight. It's a game where, look, Circa's laying the 15.5 out there. I think it's a fair line, and I think it could even get up to 17 or 18 by the time tip-off happens. I just think Boise State's playing really good basketball. It's a really good matchup. It's one that I won't say the most shocking, because Boise State did open the season with a loss to Hawaii Pacific, but this would be up there for one of the most shocking losses that I've seen Boise State have if they aren't able to win tonight. I think they're deserved heavy favorites, and I think it's a favorable matchup.
Now, I guess I either can't read or he messed up. He said you guys are suffering, not buffering. So I guess I guess the video is actually fine. Great connection. I'm using T-Mobile wireless from Craters of the Moon. Now they are saying there might be an internet issue, and they're commenting on your shirt.
Oh,
Bronco 130. Nathan's shirt is having issues.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
It's great. It's comfortable.
I don't mind it. It's
light
a little
fabric.
it's a little. I mean, because it is a little warm out here.
It's 82 degrees probably right now in Las Vegas.
Now,
got the sun on us.
Matt says, why does BJ have his shirt on? I think there's there's 200 plus reasons or whatever why I have my shirt on. No one needs to see any of that. And we got to support the sponsor.
Got to support the
Of course, I would show off the 6-pack, but I'm contractually obligated to support the sponsors here. But no, having fun. And let's see. Shout out over the bow at Nathan's Threads. Leave him alone. I like the colored shirt, bro. So Sky Ship likes the shirt. There you go.
Appreciate it, Sky Ship.
Now, again, 3 wins in the last 3 months. You mentioned 2 of those being the Air Force.
Yep.
And the depth, I think, won't matter as much tonight. But, if they were to somehow win, would matter later in the tournament. Like you said, 4 guys played the entire game last time they played Boise. And the big thing for me is the interior.
Yeah.
I mean, Sada and Ganga at many times tonight is going to be their tallest player on the court at, a 6'9" guard. Mm-hmm. They just have nothing on the interior. I do project and expect this game to be kind of close for a while. I think it'll probably take a similar path where San Jose will hit a couple threes. They're going to go, and it's going to be 17-14 or whatever. And but I think the interior depth, Fielder should have a huge game.
Yep.
I think Parolin could have some success on the interior. I mean, I think Boise State having a true post presence and them not, you would expect Boise State to dominate the interior. This hopefully is a game where Boise State dominates the rebounding. I mean, the last 2 games, Boise State's had an almost 20. They had I think they're out rebounded San Diego State by 22, and I think the out rebound ended up as the final number was 17 on CSU. Mm-hmm. I mean, this should be a game. This needs to be a game where Boise State, because of the interior size and not a lot of size, and let's be honest, San Jose State, they're playing out the strings here.
Yep.
A lot of these guys are hitting the portal. Been a frustrating year for them. Those guys want to score some points, put some things up for the portal, but I'm not sure they want to dive for loose balls and be battling for, rebounds and things like that. And it's no disrespect to San Jose State. Tim Miles is a great coach. I would expect him to have him ready. But certainly the motivation, there's plenty more of it on Boise State's side. The momentum, plenty more of it on Boise State's side. And I think if Boise State can just get them to crack, get up by 10, get up by 12, go on a little run at some point, I don't see this San Jose State team being one that's going to battle back, but I really do think the interior, points in the paint, second chance points, and rebounding are going to be huge keys tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you on all those points. And just to even build on that, Boise State, the number one rebounding team in the conference, both on the offensive glass and the defensive glass. San Jose State, dead last in defensive rebounding rate, 11th in offensive rebounding rate. It is as big of a mismatch as you will see in this tournament is the battle of the glass tonight. And really the only chance I think San Jose State even has a chance to keep it close is if Colby Garland just goes off. San Jose State's best player, Colby Garland, third team All-Mountain West selection.
Which that does say something. I said that on yesterday's show at the very end, right as we were going off, they announced it. To be a player on San Jose or Air Force or Fresno and to make one of the all-conference teams, you had to have a hell of a year, and you had to get a lot of respect. Because Dylan Andrews didn't make the third team. Javen Buchanan didn't make the third team. But they usually take a third or fourth scorer from a better team over just some random guy from San Jose. But he averaged, 20 points a game or close to it. Heck of a scorer. Had 30, I think, the first meeting against Boise State, unless I'm thinking of a different guy.
I think
I'm thinking of Leland Walker from Wyoming. But Colby Garland did have some big scoring games. He is a big-time scorer. And somebody, BSU Bill, interesting concept here. Nathan, what about getting Colby Garland in the portal as our point guard from San Jose? Poach another San Jose point guard. It certainly worked with Alvaro Cardenas.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know if Colby Garland is going to have higher Power 4 interest and what that's going to look like, but I would certainly think there could be a fit there. I think Colby Garland is certainly a guy that might make some sense for them. But, yes, that the one way San Jose stays in this game is if a guy like Colby Garland goes off.
Yeah, and not only that, it's not if he goes off, they have to have him go off. He's scored 20-plus points in 10 straight games, and they are 2-8 in those 10 games. So even when he's scoring 20-plus points, it's not translating to wins. He probably needs to have 35 points tonight, and Boise State needs to go 3 of 22 from 3 for San Jose State to have a chance. But Colby Garland's a special player. Like you said, over 20 points per game. He's number 1 in the conference in assist rate. He's setting other people up. He's clearly, to me, a top 15 player in the conference. I thought deserved a third-team selection. I even, on my mock ballot, I don't have a ballot. You've got the BNN ballot for us, but I would have even had Colby Garland second team. I think he's that talented of a player, and if he decides to hit the portal, I could absolutely see him having a sort of Alvaro Cardenas impact where he goes somewhere else that has a better supporting cast and contributes to winning.
All right, plenty more to get to. Tom Moser is going to join us in just a second here to give his thoughts on the conference tournament. We'll take you up until tip-off of this UNLV Wyoming game, so keep getting your comments in, your thoughts, your pregame predictions. Who's your championship pick? Let us know here on Bronco Nation News. Tom Moser coming up in about a minute. But do want to thank Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. We bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. Tremendous customer service every step of the way. Check them out at BauscherRealEstate.com. We want some voicemails this week. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Have about 10 Sun Cruisers and then leave us a voicemail. That's what we would love to have. Speakpipe.com/BNN. You can leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox. Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, all your roofing needs, hit up Signature Roofing online at mysignatureroofing.com. Element Fencing, if you need a fence, maybe go for the roof fence combo. Element Fencing, decks, pergolas, fences, cedar, wrought iron, vinyl, they can do it all. Brady and his staff, they're ready to work with you from the ground up to build that perfect project. If you're on the fence about that fencing project, now is the time. Element Fencing, tell them you heard about it on Bronco Nation News. They'll hook you up with a great deal. Again, Element Fencing online at elementfencing.com. Tom Moser coming up, but first, Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. 13 locations in the state of Idaho. They've got surrounding states as well. Ridley's Family Markets. You're looking for that hometown grocery store, friendly staff, think local, think Ridley's Family Markets. Hey, you need a painting project done? 20% off right now from rowpaint.com. Interior, exterior painting, those concrete coatings. We had those done twice on our old house. Cannot recommend it enough. Rowpaint.com. Hit them up again. All your painting needs at rowpaint.com. And transportation, the compliance service. You're looking to switch up your career, maybe need a fresh start. How about the trucking industry? They can help you out every step of the way. Transportation Compliance Service, local company in the Treasure Valley, helping out folks all over the world. DOT, overweight, all the permits and things you need. Check them out. Transportation Compliance Service. All right, again, we're back live. Stadium Swim, Circa Resort and Casino. All the games are on. We got 4 or 5 conference tournament games going on right now. Kentucky has come back to take the lead on LSU on the big screen there. 2:30 to go. You got Richmond up on Loyola Chicago. You got some other games going on commercial right now. I think there's a Big 12 game going on.
Yep.
Iowa State is up 43 on Arizona State. So all the games are on here. All the drinks are flowing. I know our man Tom Moser is going to be watching all the action today. Tom, good to see you, buddy. If I can pull it up here somewhere. There you are. The great Tom Moser joining us. And Tom, wish you were out here with us, man, but we're having a heck of a party. I even said I wasn't going to have a Sun Cruiser on the air. We're working today, but I am sweating. It's hot. And when I see my buddy Tom Moser, I just think Sun Cruiser. So just for you, Tom, I don't have to work for 8 hours. I'm going to crack open a Sun Cruiser here while we talk. How we doing?
I'm good. I don't blame you. It looks rather nice there. Nice setting that you guys are in. Not exactly the one that I'm in. And also a Sun Cruiser where I'm at will get me in a little bit of trouble. So we're going to stay away from the Sun Cruiser here. But look, it looks awesome out there. And you got a bit of time before the Broncos go on. So looking forward to a good game. We got a good day of basketball. We got 30 minutes until it starts. And who knows what's in store for today, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And the first game of the day may be the most exciting. Before we get into this UNLV game and your thoughts here, let's hash this out on the air. I think we have a plan, at least for today, correct? What is the another night in the Mountain West plan? If I remember our discussion, you are going to do – are you going to – I know you're starting early tonight, I believe, right? But I forget if you're doing the afternoon show, or I think we just decided to start early and do one show tonight, correct?
Yeah, just one show for today. We're not going to start – I mean, without disparaging any teams, I don't think we'll have much drama in one of the games this afternoon.
You don't think Air Force is going to put up a fight?
No, I don't think the men's team will replicate what the women's team did. So I guess if they pull the upset of all upsets, we may have an emergency episode. But until and if that happens – we'll do one tonight. And like you said, I will start during the second half of the Boise San Jose State game. So a little bit of live action there. People can follow along. That way, when the game ends, you guys can get right on, whether it's both of you or whoever's chasing down interviews. I won't spill over much too far after the game ends. Tomorrow, we didn't really iron out yet, but for tonight, we'll come on live in the second half of Boise San Jose State, the nightcap.
Okay, sounds good. So one show tonight, you said about halftime of the Boise game. You'll go on, and then you'll finish up about right when the Boise game ends, and then we'll take over courtside for our show, and then we'll figure out tomorrow. But halftime of the Boise State game, if you want to watch the game on mute, you can come on, watch Tom. He'll be talking about that game, the other games that are going on. Hopefully for Boise State fans, Tom, they're hoping it's not much of a game in the second half, and they can watch on with you. Let's start there, I guess. This is a Boise State show here. 5 in a row for Boise State. We were just talking about how San Jose State only has 3 wins in the last 3 months, and 2 of them are against Air Force. Tell us about the matchup, and maybe more importantly, just how you feel about how Boise's playing right now coming into this tournament.
Well, it's funny. Like I've said on our show, on the live show, on everywhere that they're playing well. I didn't even fully realize that they've won 5 in a row, and they have some really good wins in there. Obviously, the last 2 beating San Diego State at home, winning at CSU, who had won 8 in a row. So they're playing better than on paper anybody in the league. You referenced the Bart Torvik or the other metrics that have them probably as the most consistent team and top team in the last 2 months. So they're playing better than anybody. As far as tonight goes, I mean, look, I looked at the injury report right before I came on here. I saw there was a comment up there about Godarzi making shots. Godarzi's on the injury report as out tonight, along with several other guys. So Miles is going to have like 6.5 guys to play. And it's just one of those instances where they're just not going to be able to keep the standard of play up for 40 minutes to play with a team that's playing as well as Boise's playing. So the only thing that can stop the Broncos tonight, to be honest, is the type of effort that they had on opening night against Hawaii Pacific, because otherwise there's just not enough bodies and enough gas in the tank for the Spartans to keep it close for 40 minutes.
Yeah, Tom, you mentioned like it's ultimately in Boise State's hand if there is going to be something that goes wrong tonight. Is there any way that you see San Jose State putting together enough offensively to be able to topple the Broncos? I mean, if San Jose is going to have any chance tonight, what's it going to take for them to keep this within 5, but let alone pull off an upset?
Well, it's going to take what happened now. I mean, way different because it happened again. It was Nevada, and Nevada didn't really show up that night. But you need a guy like Myers to go for 34. Like we all know about Garland. You guys were just talking about him, all conference player, very talented guy. And Myers is like the second fiddle. He had a game, and I think it was Nevada, but it may have been Air Force, where he went 8 of 9 for 3 and scored 34 points. So he's like a guy who we've seen the Spartans do it before, where they can get hot and you think it's fluky, but then they stretch it out over 25-30 minutes and they look great, and then they just kind of go away. So that would be the hope, that maybe they hang around, and then Boise gets a little tight because the game's closer than it should be, and all the fans that are neutral start rooting against Boise, and they start rooting for the upset. And that's kind of really the only recipe that I see here. Boise sleepwalks a little bit. The Spartans make some shots, and then they get a break or two. Maybe somebody gets in foul trouble for Boise. Really take a lot of a perfect storm for it to happen, to be honest.
Tom Moser, our guest. You can hear him tonight, another night in the Mountain West, recapping all the shows in the Mountain West tournament throughout the week. And we even talked about maybe a late night selection Sunday show as well, depending on what happens, Tom. But I've got the odds here or the bracket. What do you want to throw up here first, Tom? Let's go to the odds. These are from our friends here at Circa Resort and Casino. Utah State plus 160. We mentioned that they've got Boise State 5th best odds at plus 875. There's another prominent book that I'm not going to name them, actually has Boise State at plus 550 as a bigger favorite than New Mexico at plus 650. So they like Boise State fans so much here at Circa, they're giving you more money for your bet if you come bet it here with worse odds. But what do you make here in terms of the odds? And do you have a team or two that might be some good value, whether it's Boise State or somebody else, if you were laying $100 down on this tournament?
Yeah, well, I would probably opt between Grand Canyon and Boise would probably be the two ways that I would go. I think Grand Canyon has a favorable matchup, assuming Nevada wins today. Tomorrow against Nevada, the Wolfpack have not closed the season strong. Grand Canyon lost to him the first time, but it was kind of a fluky finish. I trust Drew in this setting. Alford hasn't been great in conference tournaments lately. So I think Grand Canyon has a not an easy path, but I expect them to be playing Friday night against Utah State, and maybe not even Utah State. But if they do play Utah State, they've already beaten them once. They were very close in Logan a couple weeks ago. And I just think there's more urgency for GCU than there is Utah State, since they're basically locked into the tournament already. So I think Grand Canyon's got a good path. And you mentioned it. Look, Boise, will pass them through tonight. No offense to San Jose State fans, but and then we all know the deal. They've swept New Mexico, somewhat of a favorable matchup there. The Lobos expended a lot of energy. I know it will be almost a week by then, but they expended a lot of energy, both physically and emotionally, in that game on Saturday in Logan. I think it's going to be tough for them to recalibrate and get up for the game then tomorrow night, late night. I know the place will be packed. There will be probably more New Mexico fans there than Boise fans. I just, like you said, you like the way Boise's playing. Leon has a history, made it to the final last year, won the thing a few years ago. Yeah. So I think, and then, like, look, would you like Boise's chances as a Bronco fan against San Diego State in the semis? Absolutely. So, I mean, not to say that they're going to be easy games, but at this time of year in a good conference, nothing's going to be easy. You got to go out and play well. And Boise's done that for the last 3 weeks, and I think they have a chance.
Well, it's funny, Tom, because on on our preview show the other night, both of our esteemed guests, Kevin Sweeney of Sports Illustrated and Dan Dickow, doing a lot of the games on the call, took New Mexico to win the whole tournament, I believe. And so it's very interesting. I agree with you. And Boise State fans, Tom, know all about being the number 3 seed, having to wait around until 8:30 on Thursday night. Every team's played a game in the tournament. Some teams have already played 2 games in the tournament. And I think there was one year where Sam Merrill and Tim Duryea led Utah State team. Sam Merrill went for like 35 points. They won their first game on Wednesday. They were feeling good as the 6th seed. They came in. Boise State was a little tight and nervous in that late game on the quarterfinal night. So it is not that late night spot as the 3 seed, as the 2 seed, has not treated Boise State well in years past. They know all about that, and I think that fans are hoping that same thing happens where they get a nice win tonight against San Jose. They're feeling good. They get their mojo going, and then they come in against a tight New Mexico team tomorrow night. That would be the goal. But let's throw the bracket up here as well, Nathan.
Yeah, Tom, taking a look at the bracket, 4 games today. You mentioned.
By the way, shout out Mateo, our intern. He designed this bracket for us. Very nicely done, Mateo.
Very nice.
Yeah, appreciate Mateo. But Tom, taking a look at the bracket, you mentioned it. 4 games today. 2 of them should probably not be that interesting. But where's the spot that you're most looking forward to today? Do you think we could have the most potential for intrigue, whether it's a close game or potentially getting a surprise upset? Which game are you dialed in on most today?
Well, you guys said it right at the top. I mean, the first game should probably be the most interesting. I 100% think that Wyoming can win that game. We all know everybody's talking about how well UNLV's played and Gibbs Lawhorn this and UNLV that, and nobody's breathed a word about Wyoming. Somebody asked Sundance yesterday about it, and predictably, like, he was kind of like feeding into it, like, yeah, don't talk about us, it's fine. So he's playing that card up in the locker room. He's a motivator, and he's going to get his guys to run through a wall for him. And if UNLV has been known to be distracted, they don't play well in this tournament, they don't play well at home. I don't think the gym will be packed in 20 minutes when the game tips off. And there's no doubt in my mind that this could be a tight game with 5-6 minutes left, if even with Wyoming having a lead. So that one for sure. When I looked at the injury report, the key for the other night game is Zayon Collins. Like, he hasn't played in 3 weeks. Now he's questionable tonight. So will he play? Is he 100%? Is he 90%?
Fresno's a different team without him, huh?
Yeah, if they don't have Collins at 90+%, they can't beat the Rams. But if Collins is in the game with Gorey, Hyde-Brader, the big guy Jack inside, they can hang around. The Rams are streaky. They played well, but Boise kind of upset that streak that they were on the other night. Yeah. And so I wouldn't count Fresno out if Collins is in the lineup.
All right, Tom, final thing or two for you. The all-conference team came out yesterday. I talked to you about this when I turned in my ballot. So Nathan was just saying he didn't get a ballot. Now I feel bad because Tom kind of got half a ballot here. So, we did kind of talk about a couple things that I had. I called Tom and I said, I got my ballot's due in 9 minutes. You got a second? Like, I was trying to – it was up against the wire here, but he helped me really quickly get it done. I think me, went 6 for 6 on the superlatives. With Coach of the Year, Player of the Year. I know I saw you say, pretty overall, no real complaints. I had Drew Fielder first team. He was second team. I was a little surprised Jake Hall made it on first team. But overall, what were your thoughts on the all-conference team? I didn't have a lot of issues with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I didn't mind Hall. I think the one that I would have taken issue with was Camper, because he's tailed off a little bit here at the end, and you could have made a case for either Collins and or Fielder to replace Camper and or Hall on the first team, right? The other guys I thought were pretty solid, but if those are your main quibbles, guys between first and second, and you guys talked about Garland, second, third, maybe somebody else on there, then they did a pretty good job. It's never going to be perfect. All the as you said, the superlatives, they seem to all be accurate. I mean, you could have made a case for Olin as Coach of the Year. You could have made a case for Gibbs Lawhorn, but I think by and large they got it right. No massive controversies, and that's a good thing for once. Although, if it goes the other way, you get people talking more. But I think they got it right, and everybody that got recognized deserved to be. And I don't think anybody really got snubbed. So good job by you and all the other voters.
Well, Tom, if the answer to a trivia question is what can you do during a 12-minute Tom Moser interview, you can finish a Sun Cruiser. We're one down here. It was goes down like water, man. Folks need to check out these Sun Cruisers. Great stuff. Final thing for you, man. Just give us your final thoughts on this tournament. I don't know if you want to go out on a limb and pick the final on Saturday, but just what are your final thoughts here as we are about 17. I mean, you watch games all year long, man. You watch literally more Mountain West basketball than anybody except probably the staffs of these teams. You watch every second of every team play. To now be 17 minutes from the conference tournament starting, and from some of these teams, 4 teams will have their season over, by this time tomorrow. Just kind of what are your final thoughts, man?
Yeah, well, I'm excited. Like, look, as you said, wall to wall, we get a little bit of a break there in between the day session and night session, both today and tomorrow. I'm hoping for a couple years ago, we had like 3, if not overtime, but like buzzer beater games on the first 2 days. So I'm hoping for some real nail biters, whether it's today, tomorrow, Friday night. The semis have kind of not been super close in the last few years. So I'm hoping for some really close, like epic games here. We know it's the last iteration of this Mountain West tournament. No offense to Utah State, but I'd like somebody else to win it so that we guarantee 2 bids. Now, who that is, take your pick. If you're a fan, obviously you want it to be Boise. If you're a New Mexico fan, you want it to be New Mexico. I don't. Nothing against the Aggies, but I hope it's somebody else. But I want to see good games. I know we'll get good crowds. Let's just, may the best team win. The Rams got hot last year. May the best team win. New Mexico did it 2 years ago. Who's it going to be this year? You kind of heard my picks. I'm sure since I watch it all, I won't get this right. It won't be GCU Boise. So I hate to jinx those teams, but that would be my pick. And, I guess I just hope to get one of them right on Saturday.
There you go. Well, Tom, we really appreciate it, man. You've done a tremendous job all year covering this league, and you're at work there, so we appreciate you taking a few minutes.
Yep.
Somebody's asking if you're an educator/teacher here. Sky wants to know.
I am Sky. Yes, I'm about to head out and drive home, watching the game on my phone till I get home. But yeah, I'm at school for now. Yeah,
that was his dig at us that he wanted to be on his way home now, so he could already be home to watch the game. We made him stay 15 minutes.
It's all good.
Miss part of the game driving home. But Tom, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man. Enjoy the action today. We'll talk to you tonight about halftime of the Boise game. And I just realized I told the guy down at the bar that the Sun Cruisers were just going to be props. I wouldn't drink them. And now I got to go pay $12 or whatever for one of these, I guess. I just thought of that, but
looks like a nice tub. You guys enjoy it. Enjoy the scenery, the pool, the games, and we'll talk soon.
We may do this again. I may bug you tomorrow or Friday again, man, about this time if you're interested. But appreciate you for doing this, and have a great day and enjoy the games, Tom.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Tom Moser, best in the business, does a tremendous job. I mean, he literally does watch more Mountain West basketball than pretty much anybody around. And I mean, those Tuesday night Fresno Air Force games that nobody else is watching, Tom's watching. So does a great job. And, wish we tried to get him out here, couldn't make it work. He's got a young kid and couldn't make the child care work. But Tom does a tremendous job, and we appreciate him. But mention Sun Cruiser Studios. What a view here at Stadium Swim. We're about 15 minutes away from the Mountain West tournament getting going. Nathan, maybe the juice will get flowing a little bit when we walk into the building tonight, but it does start to get to me. And you wake up today and you're just like, all right, man, it's game day. 4 games today. It's getting exciting.
Yeah, you wake up. I had about a 7:15 wake up this morning, and it's like, all right, like we're going to have a long day ahead of us with that 8:30 tip-off. We're going to be looking at probably – a full 17-hour workday today, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Hopefully Boise State can go on a run, and we can continue to do these shows morning after morning, talking about Boise State potentially going on a run here. So I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully tonight is not an exciting game. Hopefully it's one they just take care of business, and then really setting up the big game tomorrow in the quarterfinals against New Mexico.
Yeah, I was checking my betting tickets here. Louisville SMU is underway. We've got what's the other one I had? Washington.
There you go.
Washington over USC. I went with Washington today as well. So threw $5 down, see if we can win $20, but have some lunch money or something, for fun. But looking forward to it. Going to be an awesome day. And again, what a way to kick it off. Probably the game of the day right here in game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. UNLV Wyoming. And look, Tom alluded to it. Wyoming is, I think, a lot better, a lot friskier than a lot of people think. They play really hard. They play a unique brand of basketball that gave UNLV issues when they went to that game in Wyoming. I want to say, I don't have the exact number in front of me, but want to say UNLV won that game by double digits, if not 20 points. Like they've been an issue for UNLV this season. But ultimately, Dre Gibbs Lawhorn is, if there ever was a Kemba candidate, if there's someone who could be this year's Jalen House that we saw a couple years ago, it has to be Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, leading scorer in the conference, capable of scoring 30 points.
I was going to say, what's his over-under today? Does he get to 30 today?
He might. I mean, he's a guy that if he comes out and scores 42, which he's done once already this season, it wouldn't surprise you. So he's a player that, like, when we get that game going, I want to watch Gibbs Lawhorn and see what he does. And if he's red hot, if he comes out and in 4 games scores 120 points, UNLV is a real shot to go on a run and win this thing. But I agree with Tom. Don't overlook Wyoming. It's a good basketball team, and I think it's a good matchup for them against UNLV.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that game. The Nevada Air Force game. I mean, Nevada, and I kind of see this in the Boise State game too. Like, you don't need style points anymore. When you're playing on this first day, you really need to rest some guys as well. So it wouldn't shock me if Boise State only wins by like 12. I mean, I don't think it's you disagree with me, but I could see this being a 10, 11, 12-point game where they just do just enough and get, boom, 12 minutes today and stuff. And I'm not saying they're not trying to win, but, Boise State should not and hopefully not have to play any of their starters more than like 25 minutes today.
Yeah, and Leon's been in this spot. He knows they're going to have to play 4 games in 4 days. You have to keep guys rested. If you can get away with playing Dylan Andrews 25 minutes instead of 35 minutes, that's a real win tonight on top of just winning the game. Where I wouldn't say disagree with you, but where I see value is San Jose State has had a horrendous year. Injuries have piled up. They're 3-17 in conference play. And sometimes with these teams who have just had really bad years, if they go down 10 or 15 early, mentally you can see them just start to check out knowing, hey, this is the last game. Season's done. We can, sign off on this chapter of the San Jose State season and go into next year. And with the matchup being so favorable for Boise, I think there is a world where they could win by 30 plus. So, like, value-wise, I was saying if you can go get an alt line at like minus 22.5 at like plus 300, I like the value there more than just taking the 15.5. But yeah, I think there's a world where Boise State, 6 minutes into the game, you've got an R.J. Keene, Bon Boim, Pearson Carmichael lineup where we're rotating outfielder.
Spencer Aaron's in there.
Yeah.
Parolin.
A.G. Nato running the point a little bit more today. I absolutely could see that happening. It's really the goals for today for Boise State. First and foremost, just get a win. Style points don't matter. If it's 1 or 100, just win. And 2, if possible, rest your starters, rest your stars as much as possible. This is not a game that you want to put 38 minutes on Javen Buchanan's legs or 38 minutes.
There should be no 3 in front of the minutes for any Boise State player.
Yep. Ideally, if you can get everyone under 30 minutes, get home, get a good night of rest, or I should say get to the hotel, get a good night of rest, and then, The
only good thing with playing the late game tonight is you get the late game tomorrow. You don't have the quick turnaround timing-wise till the championship.
Right.
You'll get back to your hotel at 1 a.m. and the championship, then you're back at 1 p.m. back at the arena getting ready for the championship. That's usually an issue, but that CBS wants it in prime time on Saturday. That's what you got to do, the turnaround. But the first day, it shouldn't matter today, and then Leon says it never matters tomorrow either. Like tomorrow, you're not going to be – you don't really start feeling those legs till day 3.
Right.
So tomorrow, day 2, you certainly would hopefully have the advantage over New Mexico because we mentioned it earlier. You have the confidence. You got your feet wet. You got in the arena. You got a win under your belt. You're playing free and easy. And you're not necessarily tired yet. You're still feeling good. It's not till that 3rd day in a row where the fatigue starts to set in. So that shouldn't be an issue probably till at least Friday.
And I thought Tom brought up a really good point with the neutral fan part of this where – we've seen in these conference tournaments, right? If you're a Boise State fan, maybe you're getting to Thomas and Mack early, watching some of the other games. With Boise State having the late game, I can't imagine a lot of fans, neutral fans, are sticking around for that game. So if Boise State does go down 15-10 early, you're probably not going to have a bunch of neutral fans getting behind the upset and getting behind San Jose. Conversely,
maybe some Colorado State fans, their team wins, they hang around, they want to have the easier matchup.
Yeah,
but typically you're in a good mood, you're partying, you're out of there.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas I think tomorrow you're probably going to see, assuming Boise State wins, more neutral fans maybe stick around for that New Mexico game.
And New Mexico will have more fans to begin with.
New Mexico will have more fans to begin with. But you might see tomorrow some of the neutral fan aspect, if they stick around, go in Boise State's favor. Because I think a lot of Mountain West fans don't love New Mexico, and they're the higher-ranked team. So, but I thought Tom brought up a great point there, and hopefully shouldn't be too applicable with this being such a late game, especially with, like you said, the way the sessions work. Like, I can't imagine there's a huge Fresno contingent that sticks around for that game. Can't imagine there's a huge Colorado State contingent that sticks around. So, but yeah, get the win. get your guys under 30 minutes. And I think you do those two things, whether it's by 5 or by 50, like you feel like you had a good night.
Yeah, no doubt. Sky says, where did the media end up getting seated at Thomas and Mack? They worked with us a little bit. I'll say that. They are going to have a limited number. I think it's 4, so I think it's 2 per team of the local media that travel and cover the team all year. Will get to sit courtside. Those seats are just to the left of the CBS TV crew. I sat there for the women's game the other night, so we might do rock, paper, scissors or something. I think one of us will be down by the court, one of us will be up. But even the media seating, I went up there. It's not bad.
Yeah. No, you'll take the court side. We don't have to rock, paper, scissors about
we'll
it.
See. We'll see. But either way, those aren't bad seats either.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting in for free, and we're getting, free snacks and soda. We can't really complain too much. We're in the arena. You said you've been, obviously, I think everybody knows this, but you're a Boise State alum.
Yep.
You've been a couple times as a fan, but obviously this will be your first time as media.
Yeah, first time as media. My track record is going as a fan has not been stellar. I believe the 2 that I've gone to, they lost in the first round to San Diego State and then lost in the first round to Utah State. So I've never seen Boise State win a game in the Mountain West tournament. On the men's side, on the women's side, I've seen them cut down the nets twice.
There you go.
Enough. But yeah, so first time covering it as a media member and really looking forward to that, and just excited to see how the night goes, how the evening goes, and just exciting to be in the building and have the energy about it. I love conference tournament week. It's one of my favorite weeks of the sports calendar. Whenever in past years when I haven't come to the Mountain West tournament, I almost always try to go to the Big Sky tournament there in Boise and try to catch those.
How about the Vandals tonight?
Yeah.
The Idaho Vandals, Johnny Ballgame. Let's always looking for a good excuse to throw this up on screen. John Mallory, Joe Vandal, 13 years later, the picture on the left, they were in the championship of the Big was it Big West back then, or where was it? What was it? The WAC.
The WAC.
This was the WAC back in like 2013. Look at Johnny Ballgame. And now tonight, Johnny Ballgame will watch as Idaho plays for a spot in the NCAA tournament. They're calling it on KTIK the 2-bid 208. Can you get a 2-bid 208 with Idaho and Boise State both making the tournament, winning their respective tournaments? But the Vandals playing for a title, 9:30 start time in Boise tonight.
Yeah, that's the tough part. They used to have that game on a Saturday afternoon because they didn't do the whole TV broadcast thing, but now they do it Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. It's a tough watch, but we'll be up. We'll be doing all of our post-game
the same
coverage.
time as Boise State game. Yeah, 9:30.
Yeah, we'll be doing our post-game coverage, and they're taking on Montana, right? Montana ended up taking care of Portland State, I believe
so, yeah.
Yeah, last I saw, I know Montana was up late, but should be a good one. I mean, Idaho hasn't been to the tournament in a long time. I don't know if you have the year in front of you, but whereas Montana, that's a team that has had a lot of success getting to the tournament in recent years. And selfishly, I'm going to root for Montana. I'm not an Idaho guy. It's not even a Boise State, Idaho thing. I actually grew up in Eastern Washington, and there's a lot of Washington State, Idaho vitriol, and I've always just kind of liked Montana, so I'll be cheering for the Grizz tonight. But it'll be fun to have that game on one of the laptops as we're finishing our coverage and finishing our articles on tonight's game.
Well, I know Kerry Simons, I know the Drapers, I know a lot of folks have reached out. Even some folks in the chat here saying they're coming down to Circa, coming down for the tournament. If you are coming down, hit me up, reach out. Love to buy you a Sun Cruiser and hang out with you, throughout. We'll be watching games throughout the day. I don't know if we'll be in the sports book or the pool or what, but we'll be watching games today and getting ready to head over this evening for the tournament. But a lot going on, and man, I tell you what, if you're making it down in the next few days or at some point this summer, you want a weekend. I mean, they've got Barry's Prime, the steakhouse downstairs, all the various restaurants and bars and things. I mean, this place, their goal was when you walked in, you wouldn't have to leave, and you really don't if you don't want to. They've got it all here, and what a time we're having here at Stadium Swim, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It is the place to be in Las Vegas. I'm telling you, I've stayed on the Strip, I've stayed off Strip, I've stayed on Fremont Street. Like, Circa is the place to be, and every time we're down here, you said it, you don't have to leave. You got everything you need here. They've got like a little grocery store if you want to get your water or your energy drink. They've got incredible restaurants. We went to breakfast at Saginaw's this morning.
A little underrated deli spot, yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Eggs are perfectly cooked. The French toast was delicious.
We may be there about 2 a.m. Tonight when we get back from the games. They're open 24 hours. So.
I tell you what, the fried chicken they advertise looks incredible. So if that's the plan, I'll be there. But The food here is great. The environment's great. I mean, if you're someone who loves a casino, it is a casino with all of the casino aspects. But if you're someone who
how'd the craps go for you last night?
Made some money.
Okay,
we did all right.
All
yeah,
right.
I got to roll for about 35 minutes on the craps
then
table.
You definitely probably won some money because they were $15 tables.
Yeah, literally the only downside is like you better bring your money because most of the tables are $15, which as the craps table, if you play one of the bubble craps, they'll tell you got to bet money to make money.
I know Fremont Street, you're not on the strip. Some people kind of that turns them away from this place just because you're not in the middle of the action on the strip, but every once in a while, man, there's Fremont Street's a good time, man. It's people watching left and right. There's a lot of older casinos where they do have cheaper games, but a lot of street performers and magicians and dancers and things. And Fremont Street's a fun time. They got live music out here and stuff. And so we really love it. We appreciate Circa Resort and Casino for their continued partnership now going on 4 or 5 years here with Circa. So we appreciate them. And you need to make Circa your next spot to watch sports or bring your wife for a weekend or just hang out. So appreciate Circa, appreciate Stadium Swim. Great spot. Looking forward to it. We'll be out here all week doing our shows tomorrow and Friday as well. Again, noon Mountain Time is our start time this week. So with Boise State playing late, I know it changes some of your guys' plans, but if you can make it work during your lunch to watch us at noon Mountain Time, we'll be back tomorrow and again on Friday. Yeah. But the game is 8:30, so I think about 7 to 7:15 we'll go live tonight. I don't know the exact timing. We're going to go probably about halftime of the
Boise State
of
game?
the first game.
Oh,
Colorado State Fresno. When Colorado State and Fresno hit halftime, be ready for us to go live on the pregame show. We'll be out in the concourse. We'll show you the sights and sounds. One of the great things about Thomas and Mack Center is they have an actual Dairy Queen in the Thomas and Mack Center. And one year they had us set up, right around the corner from Dairy Queen. So you're just watching folks left and right walk by with their blizzards. At some point during the tournament this week, maybe if they make it to if they make it to the championship game or whatever, I'll buy you a blizzard. But we'll be out in the concourse. If you're going to the games tonight, find us, come say hello. Again, when the Colorado State Fresno game goes to halftime, about 7 o'clock, we'll fire up the pregame show. We'll have Abe Jackson. Not sure if we can show you warm-ups and stuff. I may run in and record a little and come back out while you're talking or something, but that's the one downside of the tournament is they kind of have some strict rules on broadcasting from inside the Arena Bowl. So we'll be out on the concourse. But we'll let you hear from Leon Rice. He talked last night. I have that sound we can play. We'll have, we'll talk about the first couple of games of the day. We'll have Abe Jackson on, and we'll get you set with our keys and our predictions. So, again, about 7 o'clock Mountain Time tonight. Or, no, I guess it'd be 8 o'clock, right? Because the game's at 9:30. So 8 o'clock Mountain Time, halftime of the Fresno CSU game. We'll be live with the Lithia Florida Boise pregame show to get you set. But any final thoughts here? We're just about 1 minute or so from tip-off in that UNLV game.
Yeah, well, I'll give you a final thought on just shouting out Circa again. Because if you're going to Thomas and Mack Center anyways, you don't need to be on the strip. You don't need to be right there. May as well come stay at Circa. You're going to Uber anyways. But as for the games tonight, I think Boise State, like we said, just get the win and try to get your guys as much rest as possible. If you can get those guys under 30 minutes, I think you feel really good. And really looking forward to this tournament. Have you made an official prediction on who you?
I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that, man.
All right, fair enough.
I don't like doing that. I could see it going so many different ways.
Yeah,
I do like Tom's prediction, not Utah State. Let's get a 2-bid Mountain West.
Yeah, I'm curious how some Boise State fans feel about that. Like, if not Boise State, who do you want to win? Because do you want the Mountain West to get the extra tournament bids, or would they rather a second future Pac-12 school get in? But, I'm looking forward to it.
How about Colorado State? Ali Farokhnamesh? Got nothing against them. If it can't be Boise State, why not CSU?
Yeah, there you go. That's
in terms of New Mexico, San Diego State, whatever beef, BSU fans have fans with, I don't think there's a big hatred for CSU basketball.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe let them go back-to-back, maybe.
Maybe there's a little bit after last year. Colorado State winning on Tyson Dagenhart's senior night and then beating them in the Mountain West Championship. But
it should be fun, man.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
We've had a great time out here for the last hour or so. Thanks again to Stadium Swim for the Waters and the Sun Cruisers and getting us set up here. We're at Cabana 6, right when you walk out around the corner here. And, again, if you're coming down to Circa, hit me up. I'll buy you a Sun Cruiser. Me and Nathan would love to meet folks and say hello. We'll be hanging around, pretty much throughout the days this week until we head to the games in the evening. So appreciate you guys. Thanks again to Sun Cruiser. Thanks again to Lithia Ford of Boise, our title sponsor. LithiaFordBoise.com. That next newer pre-owned vehicle. Make sure you get out to Lithia Ford of Boise. And, of course, Stadium Swim, Circa Resort and Casino. Enjoy the action today, everybody. We appreciate you. And, again, 8 o'clock Mountain Time, when that CSU-Fresno game goes to halftime, we'll be live from the Thomas and Mack Center. Abe Jackson, pregame predictions, thoughts, all kinds of content. We'll hear from Leon Rice. Join us tonight. Boise State, San Jose State. It's finally time to get it on in the Mountain West Tournament. Games all day. Enjoy the action, and we'll see you about 8 o'clock Mountain Time tonight for the pregame show. From the greatest spot in the world, Circa Resort and Casino Stadium Swim, he's Nathan Carroll. My name's BJ Rains. Enjoy the basketball. We'll see you tonight.